Yo, 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 what up, dog? Chris the Unreal Engine Brush checking in today. It's baking out here in the UK at the minute. I hate it, I can't stand it. I want it to end now. I want snow, I want frost, but enough whinging. Today's video is something that everybody has requested. So since my Leviathan preview box went out live with all the painter models, everyone's been super kind. If you've liked, if you've commented, if you've followed me since, if you've had any impact on my socials or my numbers, huge and enormous thank you. That is an enormous help to me and I really do deeply appreciate it. Everybody wanted to know about how I did my ash wasty bases, so this video is going to be a very quick guide on how I do that specifically. Like, comment, subscribe, cringy nonsense, hugely appreciated. If you'd like to see any other tutorials, let me know. I want to try and do one a week. If I can keep them short and fast, amazing. I can do longer ones for more army painting, so anything you want to see, drop a comment and let me know, and if I can help, I will. Peace! So I'm just going to use this 50mm base as a tester for this tutorial. Any size base will work fine. If you're putting a model on there, obviously plan to make sure this isn't going to get in the way of the feet. You need some of these Battlefield rocks from the Army Painter. They're just shredded cork, so if you've got an alternative, use that. I've also got some varied grit sand here. I think it is just birdcage sand. So there's fine grit, there's chunky grit, there's a vari in there. So any kind of varied grit sand will do nicely. I'm taking this glue for a spin. I bought it from Amazon because glue's stupid expensive at the minute. It's done fine up to now, but we'll try it for some basing. So first, you take your Battlefield rocks, turn the box upside down and give it a good shake. All your tiny little small rocks will then fall to the top where you want them, otherwise they're a pain to get to without emptying the entire box. So just a random assortment of varied bits of cork, some big, some small. The more variation the better for a natural finish. So take some of those away, take the stupid big ones away that we don't want to get in the way. That'll do. So first job is to glue our bits of cork down to our base. So first thing we want to do is cover that unsightly nodule in the middle. That's to do with how the bases are moulded and made. So we don't want that on there. So a few big blobs and then a few stringy little scraggly bits. This is to help gather the variation between the cork and the sand and for a nice natural and consistent finish. Then all we're going to do is put some of these down. So the big bits of cork I'm going to put on those big blobs. Give them a good push down, not just to fix them, but it spreads the glue out from underneath so that when we put the sand in there, it gathers around that for, again, a more natural kind of craggly, rough, sandy, dusty texture. So give them a gentle press down. Obviously, if you get glue on your finger, oh dear, what will we do? How will we cope? Pop them here, there, and everywhere. Again, you want it to try and be as inconsistent and natural as possible. There we go. First step done. Again, give them a little tap. Hopefully we're not going to lose any of these when we apply our sand. All you do, you can dunk the whole base in, but I find flicking the sand on there helps stop you from moving all those cork. And the good thing about this is that because the sand's varying grit and it's got fine dust in it, it means it adheres to the glue immediately and helps it dry almost instantly, which speeds up the whole process. So every bit of super glue should be covered, and we should be good to go, ready to apply our next bit of texture. Next step is to apply some more texture. We're going to use astrogranite debris and a really manky old artificial brush for this. So this does a few things. It helps to seal that sand in a little bit more. It also applies a very fine texture on the rest of the flat of the base. So I like this because it gives that proper nice granite slab finish where it's slightly textured. Like you can dry brush it and it'll pick up nicely, but it's also not overtly textured. So if you want to resemble like ash waste or a crumble destroyed hive city, this is really good for that. But any basic fine texture paint will do. So I lost a bit of cork there. Oh well, I shan't lose any sleep over it. We'll try and get it down, but if it comes off, it comes off. So keep applying this all over the black of the base. If you get it on the sand, great. If you get a little bit on the larger rocks, great. It's just going to tie it all in together. At the end of the day, we want texture on here. And again, the more sporadic and naturally inconsistent it looks, the better. Clean off the rim of your base with your thumb to get any texture paint off there. There we go. So I gave this an hour to dry. Again, it's very warm here, so it didn't take very long at all. Then I primed it with Colour Forge's Matte Black. Love it, beautiful, ready to go. Now, don't apply heat to texture paint when it's drying. Don't leave it in the sun, don't leave it on the radiator, don't hair dry it, because it doesn't get any texture. The glue, I think, cooks basically, which means you lose all that texture. Up next is Rainy Grey from Scale Colour, but any dull grey stony colour will do. All we're going to do with this is apply a couple of layers over with a brush. You can airbrush it. If you've got a spray equivalent, you can just spray it, whatever works for you. But yeah, any kind of pallid stony colour will do absolutely great here. So there's my 2 thinned layers of Rainy Grey down. Lovely little stony colour. To be fair, you don't have to do a lot more to make this look decent. All we're going to do next is dry brush it with Flame on Flesh. Now this is, I'm not going to say it's optional, because it does do a bit, but you can really have some fun with how you go about this. So I'm using Flame on Flesh because I don't want it to be too pungent. You can do something like Icy Yellow from Game Colour if you want to have a really more punchier, kind of sharper looking rock. Because by the time we apply our weathering powders to this, it's going to be barely noticeable, but if you want it to be more noticeable, whack a brighter colour in there, like say, like Ice Yellow or Screaming Skull or any off-bone colour. Right, up next is the messy bit. We're going to get our weathering powders. We've got City Dirt and Light Dust, both from AK Interactive. Absolutely adore these products, they're amazing. If you're doing this on a workspace, be sure to protect it if you care about it, because this is very, very messy stuff. So we're starting with the City Dirt. Get a long, thin, dry brush, apply some gently to your brush, dab off the excess, and then flick it onto the base. City Dirt is quite subtle. I think it's because it matches the colour of the base already as is. So you can be liberal with it, you can be scarce with it, it's up to you. Again, have a play. It's all about learning and getting to know these products and amplifying our hobby techniques. So once that's done, we're then going to take our Light Dust, which is a lot stronger. You don't need very much of this at all. So just apply some to your brush, dab off the excess, and just a couple of little flicks over the base should do it. It's far more easier to add more than it is to take away. So if you're not sure, apply a little bit, work it in. If you want to apply more, then work it in. So we'll put our weathering powders away, make sure they're close so we don't spill them, and then very, very swiftly dab this all in with that same brush. So you'll see there's a residue in the air, so again, don't inhale this, wear a mask, read the instructions on the bottle, and follow the safety precautions in place. Pick up any excess that's on the table that's fallen off, and yeah, just work this in with a nice stippling action with the same brush, just to get it into all those nooks and crannies, and you'll instantly get a really nice, realistic, dusty finish to your base for the finished semblance effect that you want. Now again, grab a couple of weathering powders, have a play. If you've got some spare bases knocking around, build some up like we did with this one and try different things. I'm a big fan of Europe Earth from AK Interactive. I've got a few other ones which I'm eager to give a try. I've got Desert Yellow from Vallejo, I believe. So again, this is a great chance for you to pick up a couple of weathering powders, have a play, see what works great, mix them together. Apply tufts, apply different forms of texture, apply it to skirts and models. Again, just have some fun with it. Now to the really easy bit, we're just going to paint the rim of the base in coal black by Pro Acryl of Monument Hobbies. So exciting news, I am now an advocate of Pro Acryl and Monument Hobbies. They've sent me a referral code, so any followers or clients in the US that would like to buy some Pro Acryl paints at a greater discount, give me a shout. I've got a referral link, it helps me, you get cheaper products, everybody wins. So for more details on that, ask me about it. If you watch my Crimson Fist Army painting video, you'll know just how much I love these paints. They are matte, they are thin, they are fantastic, they airbrush great, they have a beautiful matte finish. If you've not tried any, try some. Get some bold colours, get some neutral colours, take it for a spin. And there we go, there's our done base. Very, very simple, very, very easy to make it look great. Doing this across an army is fantastic, especially when you bind it to the models and tie them into the bases. There you go, Ash Waste Basers / City Rubble Basers, done. Thank you very much for watching, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and follow. Cheers, peace.